And we are back once again to talk about another game that you should play. And with this being Nintendo November, it's going to be another Nintendo game. And that game is Bravely Default 2. Bravely Default 2 was originally released for the Nintendo Switch and PC back in 2021. And this is actually the third installment in the Bravely series. Because before that you had Bravely Default and Bravely Second. And the game is developed by Claytek Works and is published by Square Enix. Now firstly, you do not have to play Bravely Default 1 and Bravely Second to understand what is going on with Bravely Default 2, as it is a totally separate story, new set of characters and a new setting. Now in Bravely Default 2 you will be following the 4 Warriors of Light. And the 4 Warriors of Light are Seth, Gloria, Edel and Elvis. Not that Elvis, this Elvis. And they are travelling the continent of Excellentia. Excellent. Excellent! And they are in search of the 4 elemental crystals. And I know what you're thinking, yes, this is sounding very familiar to old school Final Fantasy. And in this game you will encounter a cast of deadly foes who will try and stop you from saving the world from the darkness. Now the game has a turn-based combat system but with a unique twist, and this being the Brave system. So in combat you have what's known as default points, which you can use in battle to give yourself extra commands in battle. So you could risk it all and use all your default points up in one go, but that would leave you vulnerable until your points refill back to a positive figure. Or play strategic, defend, or default as it's known as, build up those points and then be able to unleash a fury of attacks. So the game has a job-based class system, so that meaning that your characters can learn different jobs which will help them in battle. So you could have Seth become a black mage, you could have Gloria become a white mage, you could have Elvis become a thief. You see where I'm getting at. Now it's vital to learn these jobs to give yourself that extra edge in battle, and it's always good to experiment with your loadout, as some battles, some job systems might not be useful against some enemies. Now I will be honest with you, with JRPGs I'm not the biggest fan of job systems, however Bravely Default does this to a T, and that's why I do really like it, because it's presented to you in such a great way. The cast of characters that you play at are really good, and I feel these are some of the best characters in JRPGs in general. And the English dub is fantastic in this game. And look, Elvis is a Scottish character in this, which for me, oh yeah. And he's played by Scottish actor Steve Gray, who is in the Disney film Brave, and is also in the Scottish-based series Outlander. Now Bravely Default 2 was my first forte into the Bravely series. I loved every second of it and I would love to revisit this game. Also the music in this, phenomenal. So anyway, have you played Bravely Default 2, or are you now looking to become a Warrior of Light and get those elemental crystals? Let me know down below. And please help me grow the channel by liking, sharing and subscribing. But until then, get it played!